Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. Now, Spit Squad, Young Thug sister spoke about music. I'll tell y'all what she said, then I'll give my opinion. Young Thug sister says, my brother is going crazy with the new music. I promise y'all won't be disappointed. Just give him time to heal mentally. Remember, he lost 4 people in 2002 and went to jail. Fought a case for 2 years. In the mix of fighting for his life, we lost our sister in 2023. He's coming. Now, I agree with everything that she said, and you have to be empathetic to that situation. But in life, man, y'all have to learn that it's always business as usual. People don't care about what you've been through, they care about what you got through. So when you see the motivational speaker who says, yo, I made $1 million this year, and I started off eating chicken out of the garbage can. When people would throw their chicken away, I would go pick through it and keep the good pieces. And I slept in my car for 3 years while I went on different auditions to become who I was. And part of that is Omari Hardwick from Power Story, right? But if you just a person who say, yo, I sat in jail for 3 years, I did XYZ, I came home, and then you drop that music and that music don't hit the same, that people don't care about the story. People don't care about the fact that you sat in jail. All they care about is, hey, he free now. What else he got to say? And to be honest with you, the people who not from the street, they'll be like, he shouldn't have been running with them people. No way. He shouldn't have been a part of that lifestyle. Everything he got was on him. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what a lot of the fans was saying. When we look at Gunna's situation, we all know that Gunna is a snitch. Gunna came out. Gunna appears to be successful. And it's definitely because Gunna label boosted his numbers. Nobody's gonna make me believe that Gunna wasn't one of the biggest artists in the world. Then he gets out and now he's the biggest artist in the world after just snitching or whatever. This is all alleged, but with this new Drake lawsuit, I believe that Gunna numbers were definitely boosted because the label was like, hey, Young Thug is not coming home. I don't believe that the label thought Young Thug was coming home, and what they needed to do was they needed to get somebody else out in front who can make that money. Now, if Thug would have came home at the same time as Gunna, we would have seen Gunna in a total different situation. But I think it'll come out one day about his music being bodied and how his career is really and was really going. So the longer Thug takes to put out music, the less time people have invested in it, the less they'll care. Right now, his name is the hottest. And maybe he's not putting out music because he want to wait for the trial to be over. He want to wait for all the guys to get out the way before he speak, because he don't want it to seem like he's speaking on stuff that's already a DI. He don't want to make it seem like he trying to throw people under the bus. He don't want his music to be interpreted as if he's saying something that's relevant to the case while the jury is deliberating. So he just sitting back and waiting. But in my personal opinion, if Gunna was to drop another hit at this time, or if Gunna drop a record around the same time that Young Thug drop a record, it would probably be crazy. And also, I could also see Gunna not Gunna. I could see Young Thug shelving Gunna for maybe a year or two, not allowing him to drop any new music and going through intense negotiations to Gunna to get off the label, and maybe even telling Gunna, look, you want to get off the label, you got to give me $50 million. You got to give me $100 million. Something crazy that would, fulfill his obligation, but also would hold Gunna up, whereas Thug gonna say, nah, you're not finna be out here hot, and you did what you did. You spoke how you spoke about me. So a lot of these things are interesting. We'll see how they play out. But in my personal opinion, I think Thug needs to drop music sooner than later, or he could be on the side of the game where nobody really cares. We saw it happen to Bobby Smurda. We see it happen in the Troy Ave. Gucci Mane, he came out and he dropped right away, and he capitalized on that attention. And I know one thing, right? In life, people go through a lot of things and things happen, but at the end of the day, you still have to get up and go to work. And I think a lot of times when people are wealthier or when people are in certain situations, they have the luxury. So it is a luxury of Young Thug to be able to not go back to work right away. Let his catalog continue to work. Maybe work on a few things behind the scene. But in real life, we come to figure out that, whether your mama die, your auntie die, your cousin die, you have a baby. In most instances, people can't afford to take off of work. So they continue to work while being depressed, and they end up getting through it, and they end up continuing to get that bag, and they continue to get that influence. Like, a person may be up for management. They can't afford to take off work, even if they have the time, because somebody died, or because somebody pregnant, or because of a family emergency. They can't afford that, because they know that they still up, and them being present for work and doing their best plays a role in whether they get picked for that management position. So I think Young Thug has a luxury of sitting back, but if he sit back a long time, he won't have that luxury for much longer. Now, if he comes out later, he has to come out with a big feature. It can't be Lil Baby that he come out with. It's got to be Future. It's got to be Metro Boomin. It's got to be Drake. It's got to be Future, Drake, him, and Metro Boomin. It's got to. The longer he waits, the more grand his release has to be. Maybe even if he get Drake and Kendrick Lamar on the record. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair.